अपार करुणा सिंधुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। कुणत्काञ्चीदामाकरिकलभकुम्भस्तननता परिक्षीणा मध्ये परिणतशरच्चन्द्रवदना धनुर्बाणान् पाशं श्रेणिमपि दधाना करतलैः पुरस्तादास्तां नः पुरमथितुराहो पुरुषिका। So in Lalita Sahasranama class, we are seeing shloka number 88. Bhaktaharda Tamobheda Bhanumad Bhanusantatihi. We already saw Ambal is like that Suryan. Ambal is like that sun that dispels the darkness in the hearts of her bhaktas. Bhaktaharda Tamobheda Bhanumad Bhanusantatihi. And even the next Nama we saw in the last class as Shiva Duti. Ambal, she has Parameshwara as her Duta. It happens during the times of Shumba and Nishumba Vadam. Shumba Nishumba Vadam Pandrache. Ambal, she asked Parameshwara to go to Shumba and Nishumba as her emissary, as her diplomat, in order to broker peace. But the Asuras, they did not budge, and that is why Ambal has to do the samhara of Shumba and Nishumba. And in Devi Mahatmya, it is said that because Ambal, she has Parameshwara as her Duta, Ambal is called as Shiva Duti. Up until this, we saw in the last class, lot of Shiva Nama is going to come. You know, Shiva Duti, Shiva Radhya, Shiva Murti, Shivankari, Shiva Priya, Shiva Para. All these namas, Shiva Duti, Shiva Radhya, Shiva Murti, Shivankari, Shiva Priya, Shiva Para. These 6 namas, they start with Shiva Shabda. So it is a beautiful Shabda because there are certain groups of Nama and Lalita Sahasranama, they start with certain words. There are certain groups of Nama in Lalita Sahasranama. It all has a very common prefix. The first 3 Nama itself, Shri Mata, Shri Maharajni, Shrimat Simhasaneshwari, last Shri Lalitambika. All these namas, they start with Shri as its prefix. When we were discussing the first 3 namas, I said the first 3 namas, they have Shri. They start with the Shri. This Vidya is also called as Shri. That is why it is called as Shri Vidya. Right? And those 3 namas, they have they have the Mula Mantra of Shri Vidya in them. Shreem, abdingra Bija Mantratai, all the first 3 namas, they have Shri Mata, Shreem, Shri Maharajni, Shreem, Shrimat Simhasaneshwari, Shreem, abdingla varudhillaya. In the same way, even before we saw, there were namas that start with the Mahat Shabda. Mahati, Maharajnya, Mahat Shabda, Maharupa, Mahapujya, Mahapadakanashini, Mahamaya, Mahasatva, Mahashaktir, Maharatihi. So these namas, they started with the Mahashabda. And previously also we saw there are certain namas that start with the Nanjarta, Nirguna, Nirmala, Nitya, Nirakara, Nirakula, Nirguna, Nishkala, Shanta, Nishkama, Nirupablava. So all these namas, they started with the Nir, the Nish, Nanjarta. Here, these namas, the namas that we are going to see from Shivaduti, the 6 namas, they start with Shiva Shabda. Shivam itself means Mangalam. Shastra says Shivam na Mangalam nartham. So if we want auspiciousness in our life, then we have to chant these namas. There will be several instances in our own family or in our own life where nothing good will be happening for us. Pattakalli, misfortune comes in groups of Dimba. They don't come alone. They always come in group. In order to give us strength, we can chant these namas: Shivaduti, Shivaradhya, Shivamurti, Shivankari, Shivapriya, Shivapara, Shivamurti, Shivaradhya, Shivamurti, Shivankari, Shivapriya, Shivapara. Doing japa of these namas, the special benefits for these namas is that when we are going through that phase of, a series of misfortunes that happens in our life, by chanting these namas, they will change our misfortunes to a very, very fortunate events. இந்த சிவ சப்தத்துல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ற நாமத்துக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விசேஷமான அர்த்தம் இருக்கு. Now we will go see the meaning for Shivaradhya. Shiva Aradhya. Shivaduti we have seen in the last class itself. We have to see from the second nama of this pada. Shiva Aradhya. Aradhya worships. Shiva Aradhya. Ambal worships Parameshwara. And Ambal is worshipped by Parameshwara. Both are true. Ambal also worships Parameshwara. Ambal has taken the form of a Mayura. Mayura means Mayil. Mayil Rupam eduthu Ambal valipattadanaala dhaan adukku peru Mailapur nu vandhudu. Interest Mailapur, Mailadurai. அதெல்லாம் வந்து Ambal, she has taken the form of a Mayuram, a Mayil, a peacock, and she has worshipped Parameshwara. Ambal has taken the form of a Brahmaram, and she has worshipped Parameshwara. Brahmarambika, she has worshipped Parameshwara. Like that, Ambal has also worshipped Parameshwara, and Parameshwara also has done tapas on Ambal. When did Parameshwara do tapas on Ambal? It happens even in the Lalitopakhyanam itself. When Devas, they wanted Ambal's Avirbhavam, Parameshwara sat as Brihaspati. Parameshwara Bhairava, Mahabhairava. Parameshwara sat as the Yajna Karta, as the Ritvik, in order to officiate that Yajnam, from which Ambal came up. Chidagnikunda Sambhuta Ye Namaha. Ambal came up from that Chidagnikunda, right? Who did the Homa? Parameshwara did the Homa. And if we see in Devi Mahatmyam as well, during Mahishasura Vadam and during Shumbana Shumba Vadam, Parameshwara, he worships Ambal, and Ambal became present. Adallam Pakaram. Adanalada Shivaradhya, both meanings can be taken. Ambal, the one who worships Shiva, the one who is worshipped by Shiva. யார் இத நன்னா சொல்லிருக்கான்னா, Acharya has stressed this point a lot. Where? In his Shivananda Lahari. Acharya, in his Shivananda Lahari, he says there is a beauty in Shivananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari that Mahaperiyava points out. It is very, very relevant to this nama. Mahaperiyava points out that Shiva Shaktya Yuktaha Yadi Bhavati Shaktah Prabhavitum Nache Devam Devaha Nakhalu Kushalas Panditumapi Atastvam Aradhyam Harihara Virinchadi Birapi Pranantum Stotum Va Kathamakrita Punyaf Prabhavati Shiva Shaktya Yuktaha. சொல்ல வந்திருக்கிற விஷயம் சௌந்தர்ய லஹரி அம்பாள் பரமானது. It is Ambala's Utkrishta Devata, but the first word in the shloka is Shiva Shaktya. The first word that Acharya puts is Shiva. Mahaperiyava says Ambal, if you worship only Ambal, she does not like it. She wants us to worship her along with her husband Shiva. Even though the entire Grantham of Saundarya Lahari, it eulogizes Ambal. The entire Grantham of Saundarya Lahari is for Ambal's Utkrishtam. It's for the demonstration of Ambal's superiority. But the entire Grantham starts with Shiva Shabda. Mahaperiyava points out. If you come to Sivananda Lahari, exactly contrast happens. Kalabhyam Shudalankrita Shashikalabhyam Nijatapah Phalabhyam Bhakteshu Prakatita Phalabhyam Bhavatu Me. शिवाभ्याम अस्तोक त्रिभुवन शिवाभ्याम हृदि पुनर्भवाभ्याम आनंद स्फुरद अनुभवाभ्याम नतिरियम. Shivananda Lahari, Acharya, even though the entire 100 shlokas is for demonstration of Parameshwara's Utkrishtam, Parameshwara's superiority, but Acharya starts Shivananda Lahari, the first shloka, he does not worship Parameshwara alone, he says Kalabhyam. In Sanskritam, in Tamil and English, we have singular and plural. Singular na orumai. Plural na panmai, one and more than one. That is what in Tamil, English, in many languages we have. But there are certain languages where you have a number for dual, two. In Sanskritam, you have a number to determine two. Singular, dual and plural. Abdimba. Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam. So, dvi, two, kalabhyam, in the all byam, vanda, you can easily understand that it is a dual number. Most of the times, byam vandadana, it represents dual number. Kalabhyam, both Parameshwara and Parvati he worships. Chuda lankrita shashikalabhyam, they both are wearing the Chandran on their heads. Nijatapah phalabhyam, both are the phalam of the other person's tapas. Parameshwara did tapas on Parvati, so Parvati is Parameshwara's tapas phalam, and Parvati did tapas on Parameshwara, hence Parvati is Parameshwara's tapas phalam. இங்க வருது சிவாராத்யா. Again, you can interpret in both ways. அதேதான் இங்க ஆச்சாரியால் சொல்றார். நிஜ தபஃபலாப்யாம் பக்தேஷு பிரகடித பலாப்யாம் பவது மே. So Mahaperiyava points out that you cannot worship Parameshwara or Parvati alone. They have to be worshipped together. They don't compete with each other, but they complement each other. Shivaradhya. At this juncture, remember, Saundarya Lahari, the first word is Shiva Shabda. In Shivananda Lahari, the first shloka is worshipping both Parvati and Parameshwara. Shivaradhya. Next nama, Shiva Murtihi. Murtihi means body. Shiva Murtihi, Ambal is Parameshwara's body. That is one meaning. Previously we have also the Shiva Kritihi. Eppadi vandu Shariram Tvam Shambho Abdin Panna. All these meanings we have seen before. So Shiva Murtihi can also be interpreted as Mangala Murtihi, because Shivam is Mangala. Ambal's Murti, Ambal's physical form is so auspicious to meditate upon. Ambal, Saundarya Laharila, the Padadi Kesha Varnana, Kesha the Pada Varnana of Ambal is given. In Lalita Sahasranama, Kesha the Pada Varnana of Ambal is given. Ambal is wearing all the Saumangalya Lakshana. Ambal is wearing Sinduram, Ambal is wearing Tadanga, Ambal is wearing her Tirumangalyam, Ambal is wearing her bangles, metti, Voddiyanam, Golusu, Ella Mangalamana Vastukkalum, Ambal Potendrika, Shiva Murtihi. Also, Ambal, she takes the form of these Mangala Vastu. If there is a Kungumam, if there is a pocket of Kungumam, we don't step on that pocket of Kungumam, do we? We don't do that, because Ambal is present in that pocket. What is Kungumam? It is just turmeric powder, colored turmeric powder. We can easily step on that, but we don't do that, because Ambal is present in that pocket of Kunkumam. If there is Valayal or Golusu, anything, we don't show in disrespect towards, especially towards these Mangala Vastus, this Mangala Saumangalya Dravyam, because Ambal is present on all these things. That is why Shastra says we always have to wear those external chinnam. People will ask, what is there? Why should I show my faith to others? Why should I show, why should I have bindi? Why should I have, all these mangala vastus? Why? These are all external things. We don't believe in external things. Having pure heart is enough, they say. But Shastra do not agree with them. Having pure heart is important, but having these external chinnams, having these external symbols are even more important than having pure hearts. If you have pure heart, that is fine, but you have to have all these auspicious symbols. Kunkumam, ஸ்திரீகள்னா தலைய வாரிக்கிறது, நெத்திக்கு இட்டுக்கிறது, கையில வளை போட்டுக்கிறது, காதுல தோடு போட்டுக்கிறது, அதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். புருஷாலும் அப்படிதான். Just because ஸ்திரீ has to be like that does not mean he can be like however he want. No, Shastra says both of them have to be wearing all these auspicious symbols, because Ambal is present on these auspicious symbols, Shiva Murti. And if we follow that, the phalam comes in the next nama itself, Shivankari. Shivam Mangalam Karoti iti Shivankari. Parameshwaranukku Shivankaraha, Shankaraha abdinu peru. Shankaraha. Why does Parameshwara is called as Shankaraha? Sham Mangalam Karoti iti Shankaraha. Again, Shivam Mangalam Karoti iti Shivankaraha. If you wear all these auspicious symbols, then Ambal will bring auspiciousness onto our lives. Ambal brings auspiciousness onto our lives if we follow these rules and regulations. Shivankari. Next shloka, Shivapriya, Shivapara, Shishteshta, Shishtapujita, Aprameya, Shoprakasha, Manovacham, Agochara. Shivapriya, Shiva, Parameshwara, Shivapriya. Ambal likes the company of Parameshwara. Shivapriya. Again, Ambal likes the company of Parameshwara. Ambal is Shivapriya. Parameshwara also likes the company of Ambal, Shivapriya. And then Shivapara. Ambal has dedicated her entire life for Parameshwara. Parameshwara has dedicated his entire life for Ambal. தத்பரமா இருக்கிறது அப்படின்னா வேற ஸ்மரணையே இல்லாமல் அதையே நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கிறதுக்கு பேரு தான் தத்பரமா இருக்கிறதுன்னு பேரு. அதே மாதிரி சிவபரமா அம்பாள் இருக்கலாம். நம்ம சாதாரணமா ஒரு வச்சனமே சொல்லுவா, பேசாம சிவனேன்னு இரேண்டா அப்படின்னு இல்லையா. அம்பாள் அந்த மாதிரிதான் சிவனேன்னு இருக்காளாம், பரமேஸ்வரனும் அம்பாளேன்னு இருக்காராம். அதனாலதான் அம்பாளுக்கு சிவபரா அப்படின்னு பேரு. நெக்ஸ்ட் நாமா இஸ் சிஷ்ட இஷ்டா. Shishteshta, Shishta, Ishta. Ishta, Ambal likes their company. Whose company? Ambal likes the Shishtas. Who are Shishtas? A very interesting, very important topic, very, very relevant to the current scenario. We all have to listen to this very, very carefully. Shishtas are those people who follow the rules and regulations of Dharma Shastra. Shishtas are those people who follow the rules and regulations of Dharma Shastra, be it Varna Dharma or Ashrama Dharma. Following Dharma Shastram is absolutely important. Again, people argue that, okay, I don't have to follow all these things. நான் அம்பாளே நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன், my mind is so pure, Ambal will come. If our mind is so pure, Ambal will come, okay. But then how will you explain this nama Shishteshta? Because Shastra themselves says all the Shastras are the Vakyams of Ambal. All the Shastrams, they are Bhagavad Vakyam. Vedam is Bhagavad Vakyam. We cannot just keep on saying, oh, Ambal, 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 nu jabam panninde, Ambal சொல்றத கேட்காம இருந்தா அம்பாளுக்கு பிடிக்குமா சொல்லுங்க. If you are a master in your house, you have a servant in your house. The servant, whenever you are there, the servant will come in front of you. he will shower you with praises, but that servant will not listen to you at all. So that is servant number one. There is another servant who does not praise you much, but he listens to you. Which servant do we like? The first one or the second one? Obviously, the second one. I don't care whether he praises me or not, but I want him to do what I want. Unless he does what I want, then what is the point of having that servant? In the same way, we do puja to Ambal. All these things are necessary. However, we also have to try to follow the Dharma Shastra. And those people who follow Dharma Shastras are called as Shishtas. Now, we talk about Mahaperiyava, we do Guru Puja, we do Anusham Puja. Everything is there. Everything is good. But unless we follow the teachings of Mahaperiyava, how can Mahaperiyava be happy? He will never be happy unless we try. At least we should try to follow. If we cannot follow all the things that he says, that is fine. But at least we should try to show some commitment to him. Okay, you have told all these things in Deivathin Kural, and I am following at least these points in Deivathin Kural, from Deivathin Kural that you have said. Ada sonnada, that is the real puja for Mahaperiyava. He will be so much happy in addition to doing all the puja that we currently do. So that is very, 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 very important. Showing commitment either to Bhagavan or to Periyava is not only having their picture and doing puja for them, but also following their commands as Bhagavad, following their commands in the form of Shastra. Those people who do that are called as Shishtas, and Ambal likes them. Shishta Ishta Abdingra. What is the source of Dharma Shastra? சாஸ்திரத்துக்கு என்ன பிரமாணம், என்ன சோர்ஸ் அப்படின்னு கேட்டேன்னா, Shastra itself says there are at least at least 3 sources for Dharma Shastra. Shastra itself says one is called as Shruti Pramanam, another is called as Smritis, and another is Sishtachara. Shastra says if we do something like we do, I wake up in the morning, I take shower. Why should I take shower in the morning? If we ask the question, it is because Shastra says so. It is because Vedas say so. It is because Smritis say so. We do that. But the problem is, some of the times what happens is that we lose many Shastras. There are Samavedatike 1000 Shakha irundhudu abdingra. Tasmin Sahasra Samavedatike 1000 Shakha. Currently we only have 2 or 3 Shakas for Samaveda. But there were 1000 Shakas just for Samaveda. Like that, Ananta vai Veda. Vedas are Ananta. Vedas do not have any end. But because of the Kali's Kolahala, we only have a certain things. We only have a fraction of what is originally there. So that is Shruti. And then Smriti. Smriti consists of all the Dharma Shastra Smriti, Manu Smriti, Parashara Smriti, everything is there. And Ramayana, Mahabharata, all those things are the source of Dharma Shastra. We think Ramayana and Mahabharata are just stories. No, Ramayanattukku Dharma Kutamnu, there is a Bhashyam for Ramayana. It says, okay, if there is one shloka in Ramayana, the author, the commentator will go and okay, the source for this shloka, the source for this action is from this Veda. Rama has followed this Smriti Vakyam in doing this. In Dharma Kutam, the commentator shows. So the Ramayana and Mahabharata, they are not just stories, but they are the sources of Dharma Shastra as well. And even Ramayana and Mahabharata and all the Smritis, all these things are too much to follow. We don't understand many things. We don't know how to do many things. Okay, then what to do? Shastra says, follow Sishtachara. What is Sishtachara? People who follow the Shastra, whatever they do, you can just close your eyes and follow. Shastra says, even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yadyat acharati sreshtaha tattadevetaro gana tattadeva itaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokaha tadanuvartate. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, hey Arjuna, yadyat acharati sreshtaha. Sreshtaha, all these sisters, whatever they do, yadyat acharati sreshtaha, tattadeva itaro janaha, sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadanuvartate. All the other common people, they see, okay, I don't have time to read Vedas. I don't have time to read Smritis. I don't have time to read entire Ramayana. What do? There is a Dikshidhar in my village and he does this in certain way. I also do this in certain way. So that is what people do, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That is why having sishtas and following sishtacharams is very, 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 very important. And those people who follow the Dharma Shastras religiously, Ambal likes them. Sishteshta, Satyam Vada, Dharman Chara. Abdina Vedam solறது. Satyam. Truth has to be spoken. Dharma, it need not be spoken. It is to be followed. Dharma has to be followed. I have 7 volumes of Smriti Mukta Palam in my house. What is the use if I take Ennasnanam during Amavasya? There is absolutely no use of having 7 volumes or even 1,000 volumes of Dharma Shastra Pustakam. I have, unless I follow them, it is of no use for me. It is of no use for anybody. So, following Dharma Shastra is very, very important. And Amba likes those people who follow Dharma Shastra. Sishteshta. Why? Here next Nama says, Shishta Pujita, because whatever the Sishta does, we think puja is just sitting in one place and taking some flowers and doing archana to Amba. That is puja. There is absolutely no second question about it. But that is not the only puja that we can do. Then what is real puja? Doing one's own karma is real puja. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, niyatam tvam karmatai niyatamaha paranam. Yajnayat karmaha. Krishna says, whatever you do, when you do things according to Dharma Shastra, that is a puja. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Shastra says wake up in the morning. Waking up in the morning itself is puja. Shastra says you have to take bath in a certain way. Taking bath in that way itself is a puja. Shastra says do Sandhya Vandana. Doing Sandhya Vandanam itself is puja. If I chant Lalita Sahasranama without following all these things, we think that that is puja. But Shastra says that is not counted as puja. You are spending your time maybe not watching TV and you are spending your time doing Bhagavad Smarana. That is there. But will that be a real puja? Shastra says no. The real puja is first doing your own karma as stated by the Dharma Shastra Smritis, Smriti Granthas, following Shastra. You know, it starts from having the right type of clothes to wear. When we are doing puja, wear the clothes that are appropriate for puja. At least while doing puja, we have to wear that certain, no, kachangatindu irukanona 24/7, you have to be like that. At least while doing puja, we can do that, you know, because that itself forms puja. I'm not saying here Lalita Sahasranama, Vagdevis are saying whatever the Sishtas do, when we say Sishta, it means people who are learned, people who follow Dharma Shastra to the dot. Whatever they do, it might look very secular thing. Eating itself is puja because it is called as Prana Agni Hotram. Abdina saappadradhike peru. Nidra is puja. Nidra samadhi sthitihi sanchara padayor, yadyat karma karomi tattadagilam shambho tavaradanam. அப்படின்லாம் ஸ்லோகம்லாம் இருக்கு. So, the mere following of Dharma Shastra itself is Ambal's puja, is a form of Ambal's worship. In fact, it is the favorite form of Ambal's worship, says Sishta Pujita. Whatever Sishtas do, it is a puja for Ambal. Next couple of namas, Aprameya Swaprakasha Manovacham Agochara, Chitchaktis Chetana Rupa, Jadashaktir Jadatmika. These namas are like that Mundri Parupu in a Pongal. This is Margari Masa. Everybody will eat Pongal daily, right? So in Pongal, what do we have? We will have cashews. We will have raisins, right? In the same way, in the entire corpus of Lalita Sahasranama, there are several sprinkle of cashews. Cashews are lot of places, cashews and all the kaju, all the nuts are there in Lalita Sahasranama. These namas are like cashews in the Pongal of Lalita Sahasranama. Why? Because it shows the Brahma Swarupam of Amba. These namas are taken directly from Upanishads. These namas are the essence of Upanishads. Remember, whatever thing we do, unless we incorporate the Upanishadic ideas, moksham is not possible. In any Sahasranama, you will see things, namas like this, especially in Lalita Sahasranama, there will be more Upanishadic concepts are lavishly sprinkled in Lalita Sahasranama. That is what these namas are going to say. What Upanishad we are going to see? Aparameya, Swaprakasha, Manovacham, Agochara. If we take these three namas itself, it is the crux of an Upanishad called as Kenopanishad. There is an Upanishad. There are many Upanishads. People normally talk of 108 Upanishads. People normally talk of 108 Upanishads. Of those 108 Upanishads, 10 Upanishads are very, very famous. Acharya Bhagavatpada has written a bhashyam for these 10 Upanishads, and it is these 10 Upanishads which is discussed in detail in Brahma Sutra as well. Isha Kena Kata Prashna abdinla varum. So this Upanishad that we are going to see now is called as Kena Upanishad. We are going to see an Upanishad called as Kena Upanishad. Remember, previously we have seen another Upanishad called as Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad, yerkanave paathom. Vishwarupa, Jagarani, Swapanti, Taijasatmika, Supta, Pragyatmika, Turya, Sarvavastha, Vivarjita. Those namas, they formed the essence of Mandukya Upanishads. Panchakoshantarastita. அந்த நாமத்துல தைத்திரிய உபனிஷத்தோட கான்செப்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. இப்ப இந்த நாமத்துல these three namas, அப்ரமேயா, ஸ்வப்ரகாஷா, மனோவாசாம், அகோச்சரா, all the Upanishads have same subject matter, but we will see how these namas are taken from these Kena Upanishads, taken from the ideas of Kena Upanishad. So what is Kena Upanishad? It is a relatively smaller Upanishad. The question goes like this. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha, kena prana prathama praiti yuktaha, keneshitam vachamimam vadanti, chakshushrotram kavudevo yunakti, keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Directed by which entity my manas works? Directed by which entity my prana works? Directed by which entity my vak works? Directed by which entity my eyes work? Directed by which entity my ears work? Meaning, directed by what all the indriyas they work is the question. Because even a dead body has got ear, a dead body has got an eye, a dead body has got a nose, dead body has got a mouth, but dead body cannot see. I can see. If I take the weight of dead body, the same person before and after death, there is no difference between the weight. So nothing from the body goes away. Then how does all these organs work? Is the question. The Guru says, Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manoyat, Vachoha Vacham Sa, Savupranasya Pranaha, Chakshushas Chakshuhu, Itimuchya Dhiraha, Pretyasma Lokat, Amruta Bhavanti. Shastra says, Upanishad says. What does it say? Shrotrasya Shrotram. You think, you hear because of your ears. You think, you see things because of your eyes. But evidently, just by having ears or eyes is not enough for seeing or hearing. A dead body has ears. Dead body has eyes. It cannot see or hear. Even myself, when I am dreaming, I don't see with these eyes. I don't see with these ears. When I am deep sleep, no seeing, no hearing takes place. So, just because I have an ear and eye does not mean that they work. She says, there is an ear for the ear. Shrotrasya Shrotram. There is a mind for our mind. There is a vak for your vak. There is a prana for your prana. There is an eye for your eye. Chakshushas chakshuhu adimuchya dhiraha pretyasma lokat amrita bhavanti. If you know what is the eye of your eye, if you know what is the ear of your ear, if you know what is the mind of your mind, Shastra, this Upanishad says, Pretyasma lokat amrita bhavanti, you will become an amritam, meaning what? You will never die, says this Upanishad. How Upanishad itself says, Anyadevat yad vachanabhyuditam yena vag abhyudayate tadevat brahmatvam vidhi nedam yeridam upasate yen manasana manute yenahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yeridam upasate yat chakshusha na pashyanti yena chakshushimshi pashyati tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yeridam upasate yat shrotrena na shrunoti yena shrotram idam shrutam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yeridam upasate yat pranena na praniti yena pranah praniyate tadeva tvam brahmatvam vidhi nedam yeridam upasate. Here the Acharya says, Yedu manasana manute yenahur manomatam, that which can never be imagined by your mind. Yen manasana manute, that which can never be imagined by your mind. Yenahur manomatam, that because of which mind has got a capacity to imagine. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi, that is Brahman, says Upanishad. Nedam yeridam upasate, not whatever you think is Brahman is not Brahman. Yena chakshushana pashyati, yena chakshushimshi pashyati, yena chakshusha na pashyati, that which can never be seen with your eyes, but that which makes your eyes see. Yena chakshumshi pashyati tadeva brahmatvam vidhi yat shrotrena na shrunoti, that which can never be heard or listened to, but because of that your ears has got power to listen. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi, that itself is Brahman, says this beautiful Upanishads. So it means what? That which is an object for our senses can never be Brahman. Because whatever are an object for our senses, this cell phone is an object for my eyes. Why? Because I see the cell phone. This cell phone is an object for my ears because I hear the noise, I hear the sound that comes out of the cell phone. So now we are clear what is an object. Whatever that we are perceiving is the object for that sense organ. But Brahman can never be the object of any sense organ, says Shastra. Brahman can never be the object of sense organs because Brahman is the very subject. My eyes, if my eyes see the cell phone, just because I have my eye does not mean it can see the cell phone. My eye has to be blessed by Brahman in order to see the cell phone. Then how can I see the Brahman itself? If I have a camera inside a room, that camera will take the picture of each and every blessed object inside the room, except for that camera. That camera will never come into that picture. Everything else will come into the picture, but the camera will never be taken a picture of. In the same way, Brahman is the very witness who witnesses everything. Brahman is the very seer who sees the everything. Brahman is the very Sakshi Chaitanya which enjoys everything, but the Brahman can never be enjoyed. Brahman can never be seen. Brahman can never be heard. Brahman can never be smelled. Brahman can never be talked. Nothing can do. But without Brahman, my eyes cannot see, my ears cannot hear, my nose cannot smell, my mouth cannot talk, and my mind cannot imagine. This is the essence of this Upanishad, and that is what with these three namas we are going to see. How aprameya. Prameya. Prameya means object. There is a triputi. Pramanam, prameyam, pramata. I am pramata. The subject is pramata. Pramanam is a proof. This computer is a pramanam for me. Prameyam, I see the Lalita Sahasranama text inside that computer. That is what I actually see. The object is called as prameyam. The thing with which shows me the object is pramanam, and I am the pramata. Here, the nama says aprameya. Prameyam is the object. Aprameya, Ambal can never be the object of anything. Object of my 5 sense organs, object of my manas. Ambal can never be an object of anything because Ambal is the very subject which operates everything. Ambal is that very camera which takes the picture of everything inside the room. Then if you keep on looking for that camera in that picture, you can never see the camera. That is why Ambal is called as Aprameya. As Brahma Vastu, Ambal is Aprameya, which can never be an object. In fact, Acharya, Bhagavad Pada Acharya, Adi Shankara Acharya says, whatever that is an object for you, it is a mithya. Again, that is Vedanta. He tells that in Upanishad Bhashyam. But here in Aprameya means that which can never be an object for our sense organs. Aprameya. Swaprakasha. Then what is Ambal? Does that mean Ambal does not exist? Because that is what we normally think. What I don't see, that does not exist. கண்ணை மூடின்னு சொல்லிடும். பூனை கண்ணை மூடிண்டா உலகம் இருட்டு அப்படின்னு நம்ம இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம தான் சொல்லுவோம். பட் த சேமஸ் வில் சே, ஐ டோன்ட் பிலீவ் வாட் ஐ டோன்ட் சி. வாட் டு யூ மீன் யூ டோன்ட் பிலீவ் வாட் ஐ டோன்ட் சி? The very seer itself is you. Shastra will ask, there were all several Nastika matas. There were several philosophies who don't accept God, who don't accept Brahman, everything. Even Astika matas, they don't accept Brahman and all. Mimamsa, they don't care about Brahman. Acharya, Adi Shankaracharya will pose all these questions. What do you mean by you don't see that? But you are the very seer. Who is the seer? Enquire that. நான் யார் என்கொயரி பண்ணுன்னு பகவான் ரமணர் சொல்றாரே, அதை என்கொயரி பண்ணுன்னு ஆச்சாரியால் சொல்லுவார். ஸ்வப்பிரகாஷா, மீனிங் Ambal or Brahmavastu do not require any other thing to illuminate itself. Remember, just imagine if you are in a dark room, even though the dark room is filled with objects, you don't perceive any objects in that dark room. A room is completely dark, pitch black, completely dark. Even though the room is filled with objects, because of the absence of light, you don't perceive anything. Just because you don't perceive anything does not mean the object is not there. You don't perceive means you don't perceive anything. In order to perceive any object, you need a light. You know, in order to perceive any object, you need a light. That light can be sun, that light can be moon, that light can be fire. Here nowadays, that light can be an electric bulb, right? That is why we call all these things are prakasha. Suryam prakashama irukar அப்படிங்கிறோம், சந்திரன் பிரகாசமா இருக்குங்கிறோம், ஃபயர் பிரகாசமா இருக்குங்கிறோம், light bulb prakashama இருக்குங்கிறோம். Why do we say everything is prakashama irukku? Because all those things, they help us to perceive other things. That is why we call all these entities as prakashavat, prakasha entity. But the problem is, it does not matter how many watt light I have. If I close my eyes, I don't perceive anything. If I close my eyes, I don't perceive even the light source. I don't perceive even the sun. I don't perceive even the moon. I don't perceive even the fire, right? So, which has more prakasham? The light has more prakasham, or my eyes have more prakasham? Remember, light prakasham is defined as that object which helps us to perceive other things. Prakasham is defined as that object which helps us to perceive other things. If we hold on to that definition, which has more prakasham, my eyes or that light? How much ever light is there, if my eyes are closed, I cannot perceive anything, right? So my eyes has got more prakasham. But the problem comes when I am sleeping or when there is a dead body. When I am sleeping, I still have my eyes. You know, if somebody can even open my eyes when I'm sleeping. But do I perceive my objects that are surrounding me? I don't perceive any objects. Even though my eyes are there, I don't perceive any objects when I am sleeping, because the absence of my mind. Eyes are there, light is there, eyes are there, but my mind is not there. So, on comparing my eyes and my mind, which one has more prakasham? Which one is more important to perceive any external objects? My mind is important to perceive external objects. See, it is a series. First, light is important to perceive any external objects. And then we saw that, okay, light is important, but it is not the only thing important. Eyes are more important to perceive external objects. And we introduced the mind. Between eyes and my mind is more important to perceive any objects. We have to go one more level. How does the mind has capacity to perceive objects? Because mind can perceive internal objects as well. When you are dreaming, mind is perceiving all the internal objects. Shastra says it is Atma Vastu which is important to perceive even your mind. My mind is important to perceive my eyes. My eyes is important to perceive the light. The light is important to perceive all the objects. So all the prakasha in the light, in my eyes and in my mind, they all are borrowed prakasha. Shastra says the prakasham of this light, it is a borrowed prakasha. The prakasham of my eyes, it is a borrowed prakasha. The prakasham of my mind, it is a borrowed prakasha. Then what is the original prakasha? It is the Atma, which does not need the help of any objects to perceive itself. Atma is the very perceiver, which perceives everything. And Atma can never be perceived. Atma is Swaprakasha. All the other things are Paraprakasha. Para, Swatantram, Paratantram. Swatantram, independent. Paratantram, dependent. Again, then Swaprakasha, self-effulgent. Paraprakasha, it has got a dependent effulgence. The light has got a dependent effulgence. Light depends on my eyes. My eyes has got a dependent effulgence. It depends on my mind. My mind has got a dependent effulgence. It depends on Atma. But Atma is self-effulgent. Atma is self-evident. That is why Ambal as Atma Swarupa is called as Swaprakasha. Aprameya can never be, because Aprameya, whatever that is Prameyam, it needs all the help of all the other things. Only the Swaprakasha can be an Aprameya Vastu, can never be it can never be witnessed because it is the very witnesser. Aprameya Swaprakasha, and hence Manovacham Agochara. This nama, while chanting, people normally make this mistake. Manova Chamagochara Abdimba. It is not Manova Chamagochara. It is Manova Cham Agochara. What is Manova Cham Agochara? Gocharam means a subject matter of. It goes. Agochara, it is never the subject matter of. Mano Vach. Mano mind. Vach walk, the speech, meaning what? The entire sense organs. Ambal can never be witnessed by any sense organs because Ambal is the very witnesser. Then whatever people see as Ambal, they all are only an aspect of Ambal. They can never be completely Ambal herself, because we say, a lot of jnanis are there. They have got, darshanam of Ambal. If you have got darshanam of Ambal, either you can see with your physical eyes or you can see with your mind. It means Ambal has come under either your, Ambal has come as the subject matter of your eyes or as your mind. But the problem is, it is not the fullest power of Ambal. It is only a partial aspect of Ambal is what people say, because Ambal is the very witnesser. Who has got a real Tattva Darshana, they understand Ambal as the witnesser. That is what is called as Atma Darshanam or Tattva Darshanam. Mano Vacham Agochara Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. Aprapya Manasa Saha. Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. Ambal can never be aprapya, prapnoti, to obtain with manas or mind. Says Lalita Sahasranama Mano Vacham Agochara. Next shloka. Chichaktis Chetana Rupa Jadashaktir Jadatmika Gayatri Vyahriti Sandhya Dvija Brinda Nishevita. Chichaktihi Chetana Rupa Jadashaktihi Jadatmika Chit Shaktihi Chetana Rupa. So these are four namas. Chit Shaktihi Chetana Rupa, Jada Shaktihi Jadatmika. Chit Shaktihi, the consciousness. Previous namas we said the consciousness, the Atma Vastu, is because of that all of our sense organs work. What is the difference between a living person and a dead body? There is no physical travel of any matter. Never happens. But the Chit Shakti is absent in a dead body. Chit Shakti, the consciousness entity, the consciousness principle is absent in a dead body. Ambal is that consciousness principle which activates the body. There is a beautiful shloka. Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Shaktincha Dhimahi Buddhim Yana Prachodayat. Devi Bhagavatam starts with this Gayatri mantra. We are going to see about Gayatri mantra later, but the Devi Bhagavatam says Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Shaktincha Dhimahi. Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Shaktincha Dhimahi. Ambal is that Chaitanya Rupa, which is Adyam Shakti, which is the primordial Shakti. Buddhim Jnana Prachodayat. Yes, let that Ambal Buddhim Yaha Naha Prachodayat. Ya, that Devi Naha Buddhim Prachodayat. Let her kindle our Buddhi, kindle our intellect, says that Gayatri mantra, which is called as Shakti Gayatri mantra. அப்படின்லாம் சொல்லுவா. सर्व चैतन्य रूपां ताम आद्याम शक्तिं च धीमहि और आद्याम विद्यां च धीमहि बुद्धिं ज्ञानः प्रचोदयात्. This Gayatri is called as Trisharana Gayatri. You know, in his Saubhagya Bhaskaram, Bhaskaracharya writes this Gayatri mantra. So Chit Shakti Ambal is that Chaitanya Swarupam. Chetana Rupa Ambal is in the form of all the Chetanas that are present in this world. If Ambal is everything, how can there be something which is apart from Ambal? How can something exist which is not Ambal? Everything is Ambal. If I am a Chaitanya Vastu, I am Ambal. If you are Chaitanya Vastu, then you are Ambal. Everything that has got consciousness, it is an aspect of Ambal. Just like how a wave, it is an aspect of the ocean. What is the difference between ocean and wave? There is no difference. Ocean is also made up of water. Wave is also made up of water. What is the difference between fire and the sparkle that comes out of fire? There is no difference. The fire is also fire. The sparkle that comes out of fire is also the fire. Ambal is like that ocean. We are like that wave. So Ambal is Chit Shakti. Ambal is Chetana Rupa as well. With this, we will finish today's class. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.